ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामने गौरतुसे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we welcome everyone for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the manual of life. So yesterday we discussed Bhagavad Gita chapter 1 and verse number 13 and 14. 14 also we started, but today we'll discuss more about the verse number 14. So after Bhishma, Duryodhana, he described about the armies of both the parties. Then Bhishma, understanding the intention of Duryodhana, she blew his conch shell, Simmanadam, like a roaring of a lion, indicating Duryodhana that he is fully prepared to fight in this battlefield. And as soon as Bhishma blew his conch, along with him, all the other warriors and soldiers, they also sounded their instruments. Yeah, that they are also prepared to fight. So hearing the blowing of conch and other instruments from the side of Kauravas, on the side of Pandavas, first of all, Lord Krishna and Arjuna, both of them together, they blew their conch, and that conch, the sound emanating from that conch shell has been compared uh, to have the quality of transcendental, divine quality. So this is the first verse of Bhagavad Gita, where first time Lord Krishna is entering into the battlefield in the Bhagavad Gita. ततः श्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते महति सयन्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवाश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदद्मतु. On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conches. On the other side means Pandava's side. In previous verse, on the side of Kauravas, the scene has been described. Now on the other side, Pandava's side, Krishna and Arjuna, they were stationed, means uh, they were prepared to fight. That's why Isthitau, they are stationed on great chariot, which is drawn by white horses, because these horses and chariot is gifted to them by Agnidev. That's why Mahati Sandana. So Madhava Pandava Shaiva. Krishna's name is being uh, told as Madhava, the husband of goddess of fortune. So both of them, they blew their conch shell, and the quality of that blowing of conch shell is Divya. Divya means transcendental. So what is this meaning of Divya, transcendental? Uh, yes, can anybody tell? What do you understand by the word transcendental, Divya? And what is the significance of using the word Divya in this verse, transcendental? Yes, Jitesh bro.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna.
दिव्यम यानी भगवान शायद कहना चाहते हैं कि जो साधारण से परे है, जैसे भगवान खुद
ओके यस, सो व्हाट डज
और
इट मीन? साधारण से
यानी
परे का मतलब क्या है?
हम जो अपनी अ, इंद्रियों से नहीं देख सकते, नहीं समझ सकते, उसके पार। यानी जैसे कई हम इंसान कहते हैं कि सातवें आसमान के पार, भगवान
ओके
के लोक में। हरे कृष्ण।
ओके
प्रणाम।
okay, so what the definition which you gave is a negative way of explaining the word transcendental, which is correct,
हरे
obviously.
कृष्ण प्रभु
Hare Krishna.
एक रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, प्रभु जी को कहने दें प्लीज। अरे,
No, no, if
आप कुछ
somebody
कहें
wants
प्रभु।
to answer, they can answer.
प्रभु जी, पर मुझे आपका सुनना है।
No, but I want to hear all of you.
हरे कृष्ण।
Yes, please tell,
प्रभु जी
Vaishnavi.
ट्रांसेंडेंटल मीन्स दिव्य हो सकता है, एक तरीके से अलौकिक दिव्य।
Yeah, Divya. Transcendental मतलब divine, that's true. अलौकिक, अलौकिक का मतलब भी होता है नॉट ऑफ दिस लोक का, इस लोक का नहीं, संसार का नहीं। लेकिन एग्जैक्टली व्हाट डज इट मीन? आपने जो बोला सही बोला, आपने वही चीज बोला जो दितेश को नहीं बोला। बोथ ऑफ देम, both of you have said the same thing. Divya means not of this material world. So this is a naiti definition. Yes, Shama Mata ji.
मुझे मैं ट्राई करूं, मैंने जो समझा है
Yes,
इसे।
yes.
अ, अ, अर्जुन जी के संग को दिव्य इसलिए कहा गया है क्योंकि कृष्णा अब बोलने वाले थे, इसीलिए ये दिव्य माना गया है, ऐसा कुछ। मतलब भगवत गीता
Okay.
आने वाली थी, इसीलिए ऐसे शुरू से ही अनाउंसमेंट कर दिया गया। सॉरी,
ओके, भगवद
पता
गीता। हाँ, अर्जुन का संघ को दिव्य क्यों बोला गया है, ये तो बात का क्वेश्चन है। ये मैंने आपको कल पूछा था। ओके गुड, यू ट्राइड योर बेस्ट। बट व्हाट डज ट्रांसेंडेंटल मीन्स? Transcendental referred as there is no hope of victory for other side. Okay, that is the effect of. Very nice, Aditi said the right thing. The question which I asked yesterday, you gave the answer. So, what is the significance of this word Divya? Divya means, and Sanjaya is speaking this word to Dhritarashtra, Divya Sankha Pradadmatu, to just to indicate that there is no possibility of victory for the Pandavas side. Because, but what is the meaning of transcendental? So, in the scriptures, there are many things, many in many places, this Brahma Vastu or a spiritual substance have been described. Param Brahma, Brahma, or Satyam Param, Param Satyam. Param Satyam is the transcendental truth, absolute truth. Transcendence means absolute truth. So one meaning of transcendental things is that it's absolute. Absolute means it does not get changed, or it is not affected by material things. It is beyond material things. So this is a negative concept of explaining the thing, because uh, as Jitesh Po said, with our mind intelligence uh, and senses, material mind intelligence senses, we cannot understand what is actually spiritual things, what is actually transcendental, what does transcendental means. That's why in the scriptures, this method has been used to indicate. But actually, what does transcendental means? Transcendental means anything which is in connection with the Supreme Lord, Krishna. So anything which is connected to Krishna is transcendental. That is the direct definition of transcendental. Is because Krishna is transcendental, Krishna is absolute truth, and Krishna was present when there was no material creation. So existence of the Supreme Lord, the existence of Supreme Lord Krishna, his name, his form, his qualities, his words, his pastimes, everything which is related with the Supreme Lord, which is related with Krishna, is called transcendental. And the negative way of saying, or it's not just negative way, it is just to differentiate it from ordinary things. In the scriptures, it has been explained as beyond matter, beyond material modes of nature. It's beyond. this material concept of life, material conceptions. So that is the meaning of transcendental. So transcendental does not mean that there is no reality, but transcendental means it is of real quality. It is having the actual substance. That is the meaning of transcendental. Just like if you see the reflection of any object, so how will you explain that object to be like? So with the help of reflection, you can explain the object, but in a negative sense. In a negative sense, you may be able to explain little bit, but actually, you can realize that existence of that object only when you come in contact with that object, the real form of that object. Uh, So just like in reflection, you see the same thing, but when it comes to explain the real object, then you say it is not like this. It appears to be like this, but it is not like this. Just like reflection appears to be in 2D, two dimension, but you mention no, it is not two dimension. It has also got the third dimension. Uh, and reflection, there is no only uh, one. If you touch the reflection, you cannot experience the variety within the object. Suppose some object is there, one nice rose flower is there. So if you take the reflection of the rose flower, so if you touch the rose reflection, you will only experience the hard substance. You cannot experience the softness of rose petals. And if you smell the reflection of the rose flower, you cannot experience the fragrance. So that's why you try to explain that the rose flower is beyond this reflection. It is not like this reflection, but what it is actually when you actually experience the rose flower. So this is the meaning of transcendental. So, in simple terms, anything which is related with Krishna is called transcendental. Even material objects, when the material objects comes in contact with the Supreme Lord Krishna, that also becomes transcendental. So transcendental does not really mean not a material object. Material object uh, can also be called as divine or transcendental when it comes in contact with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Just like this iron and fire is there. So if you put the iron into the fire, so after some time, the this iron rod acquires the quality of fire, and it also burns. So iron is no more iron now. Iron has become a fire. Similarly, when Arjuna is blowing his conch, so because it is in connection or it is in relation with the Supreme Lord Krishna, Arjuna is has taken shelter of Krishna. That's why Arjuna's blowing of conch shell has also become transcendental. So that is why when a devotee who surrenders to Krishna, who serves Krishna, and who chants the holy name of Krishna, who describes about Krishna, so everything becomes transcendental. So this is the meaning of transcendental. Now, in this verse, Divya Sankho Pradadmatu, the one very important lesson is there. So Krishna being the absolute personality of Godhead, the supreme personality of Godhead, because he existed even before the creation. Arjuna is existing after the creation. Actually, Arjuna also is constant companion of Krishna. The soul, Atma of Arjuna, is also transcendental. But Arjuna, the form, the body, has come into existence after the creation of this material body. So this material body is not transcendental, but the soul living within the body is transcendental. But when the soul is realized, self-realized, God realized, so when the soul uses the body for the service of Krishna, that is also considered to be transcendental because it is in relation with the Supreme Lord Krishna. So, but Krishna's body and soul are not non-different. Krishna has no such thing that his body and soul are different. Krishna's body and soul is the same, spiritual, spirit. And it has not, Krishna has not come into being after the creation of this material existence. That is, his body, his mind or intelligence, his whatever his activities, it is not the product of any of the material elements. That's why it is transcendental. Because before the creation, Krishna existed, and after the creation also, Krishna is there. And when the annihilation, the creation is destroyed, then also Krishna will remain to be like that as it is. Just like when you take the reflection of an object, so before taking the reflection, the object was there as it is in reality. And after the reflection is also there, but the object is also existing in the same form without any change. And when you remove the reflection, then also the object remains as it is. That's why that object, you can say, this is transcendental or absolute truth. But in between, when the reflection was made, that object appeared in material context also. But that is reflection. Similarly, uh, Krishna, the supreme absolute truth, transcendental. That is the meaning of transcendental. That means he has his own existence beyond this matter. Means his existence is not dependent upon matter, or but anything which is created in this material world, anything which is the part of the creation of this material world, has the qualities or characteristics of material world, and it follows the rules and regulations, principles of material existence, laws of material existence. Like everything gets deteriorates over the period of time. Everything has date of creation and date of destruction. It follows the those kinds of laws, but Krishna does not follow. When Krishna he appears, so whatever form he takes and whatever activities he does, so that is not affected uh, from the laws, rules, and regulations of material creation. Uh, even though it appears to be that Krishna is changing, because Krishna, when he took birth, he came as a baby Krishna, then he grew, then he grows, and then he becomes a means adult Krishna. So, but in all the phases, the rules and regulations of material existence does not apply on him. But when we take birth and when we grow, so rules of this material would apply on us. But on Krishna, it does not apply. That is the meaning of transcendental. That means he has his own separate existence before creation, during creation, and after creation, which does not get affected, does not get changed because of the influence of the material creation. So this is what Divya or transcendental means, or anyone who comes in contact with the Supreme Lord, he also becomes transcendental. So that's why the lesson from this verse is Arjuna, although she has taken birth in this material world, in the creation, but because he chose to surrender to Krishna, he chose to be with Krishna. That's why his activity also became transcendental. That's why Sanjay is referring to Arjuna as Divya. And Divya, it refers that eventually Arjuna is going to become as transcendental as Krishna because of this influence. So the lesson is, although we have taken birth in this material world, so our body, our activities, and everything, whatever we do, whatever is there with us, all the characteristics are influenced by material nature, uh, these three modes of material nature. But like Arjuna, if one um, gets connected with the Supreme Lord and performs activities in relation to the Supreme Lord, then he also becomes transcendental. That means he is no more going to take birth again. He is going to become liberated from the this material existence. This is what is being referred here by the word Divya. Is both of them, they are divine, transcendental. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, in contrast with the conch shell blown by Bhishma Deva, the conch shells in the hands of Krishna and Arjuna are described as transcendental. The sounding of the transcendental conch shells indicated that there was no hope of victory for the other side because Krishna was on the side of the Pandavas. Jayastu Panduputranam Yesham Pakshe Janardana. So Panduputranam, the sons of Pandu, they were destined to uh, become victorious because Esam Pakshe Janardana, Lord Janardana, the maintainer of all the living entities, is present on their side. So victory is always with persons like the sons of Pandu because Lord Krishna is associated with them. The victory is always with persons like the sons of Pandu. And whenever and wherever the Lord is present, the goddess of fortune is also there because the goddess of fortune never lives alone without her husband that we discussed yesterday. Madhava. Madhava means Lakshmipati or the husband of goddess of fortune. Therefore, victory and fortune were awaiting Arjuna as indicated by the transcendental sound produced by the counsel of Vishnu or Lord Krishna. So this is the prediction. Indirectly, Sanjay is predicting, indicating that because Arjuna or Pandavas, they have taken shelter of Krishna, and Krishna being the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna does not belong to this material world. He is transcendental. So, and because Pandavas, they have taken his shelter, so now they have also become transcendental. So definitely, they are going to become victorious in this battle. Besides that, the chariot on which both the friends were seated had been donated by Agni, the fire god, to Arjuna. And this indicated that this chariot was capable of conquering all directs, all sides, wherever it was drawn over the three worlds. So another point, because these chariots, tatah sveter hayer yukte mahati sayandane sthito. The great chariot, which is drawn by white horses, it was gifted by fire god, Agni Dev. And just like fire destroys everything in all the directions, similarly, it signifies that this chariot was given by Agni Dev. So it is capable of going anywhere in all the directions and conquering from all sides. So this is the significance of this verse. Okay. So we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. If there are any questions, you can ask. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Yes, Jitesh bro.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। तो
Hare Krishna.
मुझे पहले ही बस इतना समझना था कि नेगेटिव वे कैसे है ट्रांसेंडेंटल को कहने का।
नेगेटिव वे इस तरह से है क्योंकि ट्रांसेंडेंटल सब जो वस्तु है वो एग्जैक्टली क्या है वी डोंट नो सो वी से इन अ नेगेटिव सेंस दैट इट इज नॉट लाइक दिस इट इज नॉट लाइक दिस so it is
एंड प्रभु
not
जी,
like material world.
ओके, राइट। एंड प्रभु जी, ये मुझे सिर्फ एक थॉट है ऐड करना था कि जो रथ था कृष्ण और अर्जुन का, वो कहते जैसे लिखा हुआ है कि अग्निदेव ने दिया था। तो जैसे ही युद्ध खत्म हुआ, वैसे ही कृष्ण ने अर्जुन से कहा रथ से उतर जाएं, और हनुमान जी तब तक रोक कर रखे हुए थे, ऐसा मैंने सुना है। और रथ से उतरने पर अ, रथ वापस अग्निदेव के पास चला गया, ऐसा सोच सकते हैं, क्योंकि अग्नि ने ही कंज्यूम कर लिया था।
हाँ इसके बारे में मुझे पता नहीं एग्जैक्टली क्या हुआ रथ से कृष्ण और अर्जुन के उतारने के बाद ये महाभारत रेफर करना पड़ेगा मैं क्या दिया एग्जैक्ट तो कुछ कह नहीं सकते इसके बारे में।
ये सर मेरी एक धारणा है, एक सोच है कि वापस जैसे
अच्छा
हम मनुष्य भी
पता नहीं।
अपने तत्वों में चले जाते हैं वापस, वैसे
हाँ
ही
वैसे
रथ भी
इवेंचुअली
उतरा
तो हर चीज अपने अपने तत्वों में जाके विलीन हो
गया।
जाता है
बिल्कुल
भौतिक चीजें।
बिल्कुल। हरे कृष्णा, दंडवत प्रणाम।
ओके हरे कृष्णा धन्यवाद।